Hi everyone, I'm Christine of Readerly Musings, and this is my very first vlog. I decided that I'm going to be joining the Bout of Books Read-a-Thon running from May 12th to the 19th, and I figured why not post a video TBR. So that's what I'm doing today. The first book on my Bout of Books Read-a-Thon to TBR is The Savages by Matt Wiman. I have heard some amazing things about this book, and I'm really interested in it because it's something different from what I would normally read. I mean, I don't normally read books about cannibals, and it also does help me with some of my goals for 2014, which is to read more international authors and also things that I normally wouldn't read. So yeah, and after I read this, and if it arrives in the mail on time, I will be reading the sequel, which is American Savage, and that actually just came out recently in the UK, but not in the US, so like I said, it depends on shipping. The next book on my TBR for this readathon is something different, and something not many other readers will have the chance to read right now, and that is Ingrid by Lynette Craft. And what makes this book so different and so special is that it started out as a Kickstarter project, but it was not successfully funded during the time period. But afterwards, Lynette, along with her son Jared and daughter Abigail, decided to privately print it. And what they did was they offered copies to their backers, and then they kept copies to send out to publishers and agents in the hope that someone will pick it up and publish it. But what makes it even more different and even more amazing in my eyes is the fact that it is not just a book. It is not a story that is told simply through words, but also there are drawings by Lynette's daughter Abigail. As you can see from this cover, it's amazing, and also this back picture, and then there are, if I can find them, chapter headings, such as this one. Hopefully you can see it and it's not out of focus. Like I said, this is my first vlog. In addition to those incredible illustrations as chapter headings and the cover, there is also a soundtrack specifically made for this book, and all the music was composed by Lynette's son Jared. So there is a lovely CD, and it's classical music, and the music was written as Lynette was writing the book. She would talk about the plan she had for the story to Jared, and then Jared would write the music and give it to Lynette, and then Lynette would write the story to the music while she was listening to the music. So it's just this amazing experience of words and art and music, and I am really hoping someone picks this up, and I am sure I am thoroughly going to enjoy this because just amazing, and I cannot wait for it. So yes, this is my second book on my TBR. The third book on my TBR for this readathon depends on whether or not I finish it this week, or if I even start it this week, and that is Anne of Avonlea by L.M. Montgomery. And I really hope I pronounced that correctly, because I'm not sure if it's Avonlea or Avonlea, or either way. I'm really looking forward to reading this, and like I said, I don't know if I'll be reading it this week or next. I just finished reading Anne of Green Gables a few days ago. I absolutely fell in love with it, and I'm really looking forward to continuing the series. So I just cannot wait, and this will also be counting towards my classics readathon that I am doing this spring and summer. So now, if I do finish that book this week, it won't be on my TBR, but regardless of whether or not I finish it this week or next, the next book on my readathon TBR is Anne of the Island, the third book in the Anne of Green Gables series. Again, the next book on my TBR depends on whether or not I get to read it before next week, before the 12th, and also on one other thing. I have been reading the Chronicles of Prydain with my dad in an attempt to get him to read more because he is not a reader, as I've said on my blog. And right now he holds in his possession the 4th book, which is Tarn Wanderer, but I am unsure if he's actually started reading it or not because he was reading a graphic novel version of The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. But hopefully by next week he will have gotten halfway through Tarn Wanderer, in which case I will pick up The High King by Lloyd Alexander, which is the conclusion of the Chronicles of Prydain. I'm really looking forward to this book, but I'm also really dreading it because I do not yet want to say goodbye to Tarn and Avonlea and all the rest of them. But again, depends on whether or not my dad gets to reading Tarn Wanderer, if I will pick this up or not. Since I do have so many books on my TBR for this read-a-thon that is dependent on something else happening, I have 2 more books that are sort of just in case books. The first of which is Attachments by Rowell. Now, I have not yet read Fangirl or Eleanor in Park, but there's just something about Attachments that I really, really like and that makes me want to read it before the others. And it's not just because it's Rainbow's first book. It's the fact that it's written half in regular prose and half through emails. And for a while there, I really, really loved reading books that were told through emails and letters, and I still really appreciate that, and so I thought I'd go for something different, and that is Attachments. And it's also continuing with my contemporary streak that started this past week. So the second book that I've marked as just in case is another contemporary read, and it actually just came out, I believe, in March. I'm not 100% sure, but that is Cold Calls by Charles Benoit, and I was lucky enough to meet the author a couple weeks ago and have my copy autographed. And while I will be posting about that experience on my blog as a regular blog post because there were so many other authors, and to talk about it in a blog post would just be a huge rambling mess, I would like to say that it was such an amazing experience, and meeting Charles himself was an experience in and of itself because he just had such an enthusiasm for me and another boy being there, and he demanded that he get a photograph with the boy because it turned out that it was his very first time signing a copy of this novel for anyone, and I got the very second signed copy, so that was a great experience. So that is my TBR for the Bout of Books read-a-thon, or at least what I hope to read dependent on various circumstances. And even by my standards, I have to say this is a lot to read in 1 week, but I am very hopeful and I am really looking forward to this read-a-thon. Thank you for watching my very first vlog, and I do hope to post another vlog up soon, but I'm not sure when that will be or what it will be about, but I'm definitely going to give this vlogging and blogging a chance. So thank you again, and I will see you next time, whenever that is. Bye!